Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 51. Oh wait, I need to go transition live. There we go. Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 51 of the Video Games Ahoy podcast. My name is Jonathan Radford, and today I'm joined by Daf Gape.
Hey!
Daf Weeks.
Heyo!
And Zach Hamilton.
Hello!
How are you doing, gents? How are you doing?
Chef's kiss.
We've, two of you have just had a big old move. How's it been going, guys? It's been alright?
Yeah, good. Look, I have a bookcase.
A book?
Oh man, you're so much more nicely set up than I am. Put me to shame.
I've got a week and a half on you, though.
That's true. You got the head start on me. I literally just set up my microphone literally 5 minutes ago.
Nice.
So that's why it's sort of awkwardly here, and you're gonna get a bit of weird sound from me.
I do love that you put your guitar on the wall before you set up your microphone, though.
Absolutely, yeah. But it's mainly because actually I'm basically organising things depending on where they are in the pile of stuff, right?
Yeah.
So the top layer is all sorted, and then the middle layer is not.
Good.
Gents, should we talk about the podcast?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
So, there's been a couple of changes, but we'll talk about who we are first. We are Video Games Ahoy. If you're new, then hey. If you know us, then welcome back.
Then not
it's nice
hey.
to see you. Then hello, I guess. Ahoy. We should probably say ahoy.
Ahoy!
Right. So what we're going to start doing now is, because last week was a lot of fun. We did this live last week, and it was a lot of fun. We had a lot of people playing along with the quiz. It was just. It was a great laugh, so we're going to keep doing it. Just because, I don't know. You guys enjoyed it, I enjoyed it. It
No
feels
reason
like...
not to.
Yeah, let's keep doing it until it doesn't work. So what we're going to start doing is we're going to start putting these podcast episodes out on a Friday, the day after we record them, because there was a 4-day wait last time. I was like, it makes no sense to do that. So they're going to come out the day after, or possibly even the night of. So Fridays, we're aiming to put these out instead of Saturdays. We're trying to get that turnaround.
Date now.
I know, we're trying to get those turnarounds done as quickly as possible. But if you do want to listen to us, then please check out all the regular podcast websites like Google, Spotify, Amazon, all those places. iHeartRadio, the favorite.
iHeartRadio. That's where everyone listens to us.
Deezer. There was another one Daf Gape threw at us last week. I quite enjoyed Deezer. That was a good one. That was a good flashback to when we first started, because Deezer was one of the only ones that accepted us, embraced us, gave us a warm hug. And if you want to watch this again, if you're listening to us, then you can obviously listen to the podcast. But if you want to see our faces, then check us out on YouTube, or even come back to Twitch. Our episodes will be up on Twitch for a month, so check them out. We also have a Discord server, which you can check out the description of in the chat. Sometime it'll pop up, or you can check out the information on YouTube. Or the podcast websites, all the information will be below. So check us out there. Chickpea's on it. She's
just
there.
posted the Discord server link.
Right
well
there.
Done,
I've got written down ACP massive help Discord. That's what I've got written down. So
You've missed out the word needs.
Needs, yeah. Needs, yeah. Like I said, all the information will be below if you want to check us out. And we'll talk about the Patreon page at the end as well, because we actually have been talking about a new Hall of Fame. We mentioned it last week, but we desperately need to do a new one. So yeah, we'll keep you updated about the next episode of that, and maybe we'll start doing that live, maybe, who knows, I don't know, we haven't decided yet. We'll come around to that. Yeah, gents, should we talk about the news?
Crack on.
Let's crack on with the news. So it's been a weird week for Sony. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up to date with Sony. Basically straight after the last episode we did, there was this whole thing. Jason Schreier at Bloomberg released all this information on what Sony's been doing, and doing badly, pretty it's weird. I think Sony's kind of been freaked out by all the success that Microsoft's been having over the last couple of months or so, because they just seem to be making bad decisions. Anyway, the first thing we can talk about, because there's two main stories, is that Sony have basically they're not going to be doing any smaller games now. They basically want to focus on the big budget, massive games like Horizon Zero Dawn and God of War and all this kinds of stuff. So I'll just read the first part of the section from the Bloomberg article, and then we'll move on to the second bit, because the second bit is the weirdest one, and we'll probably have more to talk about with that. Anyway, so Bloomberg says Sony news: Sony's focus on exclusive blockbusters has come at the expense of niche teams and studios within the PlayStation organization, leading to high turnover and less choice for players. Last week, Sony reorganized a development office in Japan, resulting in mass departures of people who worked on less known but acclaimed games such as Gravity Rush and Everybody's Golf. The company has informed developers it no longer wants to produce smaller games that are only successful in Japan. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier has reported. Now, I guess we'll have a broader chat about the implications about that in general. But it does make me really sad that like Sony in general have just gone, we don't really want to focus on indie games when so many of the best games from the last from the last 10 years, like something like Journey, Hades last year, have all been indie games. But yeah, how do you guys feel about this? Because I think it's a bad move. I think it's a bad move from Sony.
It's complicated, I think, but it's upsetting that Japan studio is getting shut down because, like as you said, Gravity Rush and also like Loco Roco. Like I've streamed both those games fairly recently and fell in love with them. And I know there's Grav Rush 2 and a Loco Roco 2, but I guess this means there won't be 3 in either of those series. And they've got a massive cult following, both of them. And like Everybody's Golf, people loved that game when it came out.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff on Twitter about that. Yeah,
but it's sad. It's sad when any development team that I don't think they did anything wrong. Like they were making sort of B tier games in inverted commas and getting B tier results. I mean. I saw one comment on Twitter. I'm sure we'll get into this, but like someone's like, "Oh, Sony just want to make the Avengers of video games. Like they just want the AAA big hitters." But those games take years and years and years to make. And what Microsoft are doing at the moment with like Battletoads and stuff like that, and having those sort of smaller and different variety, I guess they're going to look third party for that.
Yeah, I think you're totally right as well. It's just a shame as well because. If that's all Sony does, then you're totally right. They are relying on third-party companies to make those smaller indie games. I don't know. There's just, I just worry for stuff like. I mean, like if you think about it, like stuff like what's it called? Sackboy. What's his game called?
Little Big Planet.
Yeah, like that in itself it's not a big game. It has an indie feel. Like will stuff like that be harmed in general? But I don't know. How about you and like Zach and Daf Weeks? How do you feel about that?
I mean you need an ecosystem of big and little games. You just do. Obviously, the bigger budget you go, the bigger the risk. And I don't know, from a business point of view, it just feels weird that you're going to chuck all your money into big risk games where you can falter massively. Surely you'd want to mitigate that risk with smaller projects that can just tick over quite comfortably. I don't know.
It's a weird one, but it actually ties into our next topic, actually, which I think this is one we've actually had a conversation about in the group already, but we'll just talk about it. So, it's to do with The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us 1, not The Last of Us 2. Basically, a company called Visual Art Service Group in 2007 recruited a group of about 30 developers internally and from neighboring game studios to form a new development unit within Sony. They didn't actually have a proper name. They had this little thing and they wanted to make some games. The idea was to expand upon some of the company's most successful franchises, and the team began working on a remake of the 2013 hit The Last of Us for the PlayStation 5. But Sony never fully acknowledged the team's existence or gave them the funding and support they needed to succeed in the highly competitive video game market, according to people involved. They never got their own name, which is something already mentioned. And Sony moved ownership of The Last of Us remake to its original creator, Naughty Dog, a Sony-owned studio behind many of the company's best-selling games and the HBO television series in development. Right, I think the first question is really, do we need a Last of Us remake?
Nope.
I thought, because I it's even worse because I thought The Last of Us came out in 2009, but it came out in 2013.
Yeah. And
the remaster came out in 2014, so it's not even been 10 years. It's not been 10 years since the original game. It's been even less time since the remaster. It's only like I guess it's 1 year off needing like The Witcher 3 to be remastered, which I know that's being up-res and all that for PlayStation 5, but like a remake is a completely different thing. Zach, I'm going to come to you as the Last of Us fan club, the president of.
Yeah.
How does it make you feel? Like, what are your thoughts on this?
It's very reminiscent to me of the the handover from Bungie to 343 with Halo. And I appreciate it's a different, it's not that's it's Microsoft and this is PlayStation, but that is essentially what happened. I think I'm right in saying, they did the 343 did the Halo 1 remake. To lots of people aren't a big fan of that remake. I think it's fine. I think it's okay. I don't have any real problems with it. And then Bungie did their last game. They did Halo Reach, and 343 then took over with Halo 4 and have been running it ever since. For me, at least, that marked the end of my interest in the Halo series. I played 4. I thought it was kind of lackluster, and
it was fine, wasn't it? It was just fine.
It was fine. Nothing really felt good. Like the guns were. I don't know. I mean, the other thing is it was more of the same as well. Like, it's difficult to keep going back, after that many. But anyway, that's a separate thing. I think for the sake of The Last of Us, I think I said already, I kind of hoped, is knowing that it's not going to be the case, hoped that The Last of Us 2 would be the end of the story. As much as I want to go back to that world, as much as a lot of people want to go back to that world. And I actually think there are a lot of stories to be told in that world. I've actually pitched to you guys a few ideas for where I would want to go with the series.
Yep.
But I sort of just don't think they should. I just don't think I think it would be better to end it where it is. I think doing the remake is definitely the mark of testing the waters to see whether there still is a market for a Last of Us 3. I think the answer is probably almost invariably yes. Sounds to me like they've had this on the go for such a long time that there's basically no loss to be made in releasing it. Sounds like most of the work's probably done. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah, because someone's already made The Last of Us.
Yeah, well, I mean, on top of that, but I mean, even the remake of the
they already started.
Assets,
yeah,
I presume they're using new assets for the whole thing, and that can take a long time. But if they've been going for a few years already, they're probably basically done.
Yeah, and the thing is, like Dav just said, the game was already. It was only made 8 years ago. The game was only made 8 years ago. And actually, like, Dav, you just played it for the first time. Like, did it feel like it desperately needs a remake? Like, I think that's the thing. Like, someone who played it, like, you played it, like, what, 2-3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, something like that?
Yeah, not long.
Does it feel old?
The bits that feel old won't get changed in a remake.
Yeah, exactly.
The bits that feel old, like the water sections.
Yeah.
And, like, the design of, like, the cover, the walls are like, you walk into a room, you're like, right, well, there's combat about to happen then, because there's short walls that have no reason for being there.
Yeah.
Like, it's just their game design things that were prevalent in the early teens of 2000s. So, like, that's not a bad thing against the game, but they're not going to change that for a remaster or a remake or whatever this is.
You couldn't. Like, it would be changing the game entirely. What would be the point in doing just do a new game?
It would be a Final Fantasy VII reboot.
Yeah,
kind of big change.
It's just going to be something that looks a little bit more 2022. I'm guessing it'll be 2022. It comes out than 2013. But does anyone care enough? I mean, I was playing it the other night and I was sitting there the whole time going, "Oh my god, this looks amazing!" And that looks. Now, bear in mind, I'm aware that I love those games more than most, but like they still look good. Like. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. I don't think that there's anything that's going to change that they actually would care about.
One thing I think they could do is do what they did with Spider-Man and Miles Morales, where they made it a $20 or £15 upgrade, and you get the whole remaster for free. Sorry, not for free, but you get the remaster as an added DLC, I guess. They could do that, and they could coincide it with the release of The Last of Us 2 multiplayer. Maybe
that would be good. And do we think they're ever going to do any DLC for Last of Us 2 or not?
Maybe like another Left Behind thing?
That's what I'd like them to do, but I get the impression from Neil Druckmann that he's got no interest.
I was going to say, I don't think so. I think they would have announced something by now. I think they would have had a roadmap. It's coming up to a year since it came out.
Yeah.
Usually something would have been announced, especially if it was like DLC as well. Maybe they're holding it back because they are obviously making the TV show. But if they're making the TV show and they're already remaking that game at Naughty Dog, and Naughty Dog have actually come out in the last couple of days and said we've got too many projects going on at once. We're having to concentrate on specific stuff that we don't necessarily want to. I don't see it happening.
Maybe that's the plan though. Maybe the point is they release the TV show so that then they can bring in a group of people who wouldn't, because it's the type of thing where you go like, I wouldn't go back and play it, but it's new and it looks all great and like, oh wow, I already know these characters and like I wonder what it's like as a game. And maybe, I mean, heaven forbid, they maybe dumb it down. I think that's unlikely, but it's not beyond the realms of possibility.
Yeah. I guess it's a weird
yeah.
one because are they going to like? Is it going to be shot for shot, like the same game, or are they going to change things? Because if it's just shot for shot, then what's the point? Like I really don't understand the point. It's
there is going to be a bit of a problem that you can use the Halo 1 remake as a great example. You know, they use a lot of the same camera angles and stuff that just don't make sense within the new engine. Like you would never create it that way because for instance, I mean, Halo is has bad problems because everything's so glowy and neon-y and all bright and stuff. So in 2000 that wasn't too much of an issue, but if you're looking dead on a modern neon light for a shot, it just hurts your eyes. Like, and the alternative, of course, is then they're gonna, you know, there's no way that I doubt for a single second that Neil Druckmann's going to be involved hands-on in the cutting and editing of the whole thing. It's going to get drafted off to someone less experienced with and less familiar with the series. It's going to suffer, I think.
Yeah, he's pretty much fully focused on the TV show. From what I saw last time, I'm fairly certain that he's not the show. I don't think he's the showrunner, but I think he is the head writer for that show, or at least one of the two head writers for that show. So
imagine,
yeah, you're totally right.
Imagine the backlash if they recast Joel and Ellie in the game as Pedro Pascal and the girl who's playing Ellie.
Yeah.
Nah, it's too late. They've already made it.
Well, if they make a new asset, it's just a character model.
Yeah, that's true.
But they'd have to go back and I guess they could just revoice it, but
and
that would be horrible. It'd be so
they call
gross.
it a remake as well, though, if they're selling it as a remake, then I guess that is a remake, really, isn't it? Like
the Ratchet and Clank game.
Yeah,
that's the new. That's a game of the film of the game. What if they did a game of the series of the game?
Oh my god!
I just think that would be such a mistake because the strength. Yeah. I think the strength of that game. I mean, not to spoil anything for the Hall of Fame, but we have inducted certain people into that because of that game and that game because of those performances. I think that's a real mistake.
One more thing on that is I read that Sony Bend Studio. I can't remember what Bend actually last did. Was it Days
Gone? It was Days Gone. Yeah.
So. A part of the Bend Studio were being brought in to help with a Naughty Dog game. That maybe this Last of Us remaster, maybe something else. And they requested to Sony that they be taken off it because they were worried that Sony were just going to take them and make them a part of Naughty Dog and not give them their own studio anymore.
Wow.
And I think the interesting thing about that is that they had that worry. They thought Sony, their bosses, would want to do that to them, to take their creative freedom away from them. And I don't think that's a great space to be in, especially after Days Gone maybe critically didn't do that well, but I think it did quite well. I think it was received actually surprisingly well, and it's got some staying power in there.
From what I've read about Days Gone, it was weird. From when it first came out, there was so many glitches that had really bad reviews. But I know a lot of people have played it since it had that final patch, as it were, and it's a really good game. To a lot of people, I played it for a little bit on the PS5. It plays so smoothly in 60 frames a second. It's really I was tempted to play it, but I had so many other things to play. Speaking about Days Gone as well, I'm fairly sure as well. I can't remember the chap's name, but the gentleman who led production on Days Gone actually also went to Sony and said, "Can we make Days Gone 2 on Sony?"
Yeah,
which is
they said no, absolutely not.
Which is I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what's going on with Sony at the moment, but I don't think they're winning many publicity battles. I don't think they're coming across very well. And to be fair, most people wouldn't know. It's us mainly who've been like, oh, Jim Ryan and them
all
people.
They have to do is release another big game like Ragnarok or something, and everyone will forget all about it.
Exactly. All right, should we move on to there was a Nintendo Indies Direct yesterday.
Yes, there was.
And oh my goodness, some of the games mentioned look amazing. So I'm just gonna. I've got a whole list here. There was about 30. Daf Gape, did you get a chance to see it? So I'll
live
go through
streamed
this.
it.
Oh, there we are. Great. So we had Road 96 from Digix Art, Oxenfree 2, which looks amazing, which looked great. Ollie Ollie was another one. Yeah. Aerial Knights Never Yield looked really fun, and a demo just came out for that. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. Konami showed up. I can't actually believe Konami showed up, which is mad. There was Getsu Fumaden Undying Moon, which actually looks really, really good. There are loads of others, but one for Dav Weeks and Zach in particular, the House of the Dead remake.
Yay!
There's
Oh,
a House of the Dead
cool.
remake.
The one
coming
from
out.
the Wii?
I don't.
The arcade one.
Yeah, there we are. The arcade one.
Dope. Okay.
And
That's
you need
cool.
to check out that trailer for that game because it looks great. Dude, so many of those games I was watching them going. I don't know what it is, but like indie games in general have just come on so much. Where like if some of these games that come out like 20 years ago, we'd be like, oh, that's just a full fat game. That is. Some of them looked beautiful. The Konami one, I know it's Konami, but Konami don't actually have that big. They're not that big a studio anymore when it comes to games, other than Pez, basically. But that game looked beautiful. Like loads of those games look gorgeous. But Daf Gape, obviously you saw it. Is there anything else that jumped out at you?
Yeah, big shout out to the 2 Annapurna published games that showed up quite early on: Hindsight and Last Stop. Last Stop looked really cool. It was it's like Freaky Friday, but it's 3 people. All sort of their souls are like interlinked, and they just have to like deal with it.
Yeah.
And
Just
then,
deal with it.
Just get on with it.
And Hindsight seemed absolutely gorgeous. I couldn't tell what the game actually is, but some of those shots where like it would be raining in one scene, and then the rain would get heavier, and in the raindrops would be the next scene, and then it would slowly form into what the next scene was through the raindrops, and I was just like, oh, there is some vision going on here. And I think that's one thing that really stood out to me in the Indie World Direct thing, is that actually I didn't really like many of the games. I think I had like 5 that were shown. And I thought the Oxenfree 2 reveal was sensational. But every game had its own vision, and it was the actual event, the digital event, was so well like placed. Every game had its space in there, and there was a montage of like average to below average games at the end there. But really well. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed watching it.
One thing I was going to say earlier, because we spoke earlier, obviously, about Sony and PlayStation not doing very well with indie games, but Nintendo is smashing it when it comes. Like that is probably the best place to play most indie games. I would say is your Switch.
Yeah, but then they are all third parties as well.
Sure,
I think
that is true.
I think Sony are looking to that Nintendo model, like you said about them wanting to make a spin-off game. Was it an Uncharted spin-off game? Did you say, or a Last of Us spin-off game, something like that?
I don't know.
I
can't remember.
You said they were looking into a spin-off game for one of the franchise, and I thought, well, it's just like Mario Party.
Yeah, they didn't say which one. I think they were just saying like a spin-off game. It was like,
right.
Yeah, it could be anything.
Like, obviously it wouldn't be this, but like an Uncharted Golf, like, and then you've got these mass indies coming in and like supporting them, especially a lot of them from Japanese studios. I think they are just trying to emulate what Nintendo have, because God forbid they ever try and do what Microsoft's doing.
Yeah, oh my god, I'm just trying to think of Uncharted Golf or the Last
Drake's
of Us.
Birdie.
Drake's Birdie. There we are. But yeah, loads of great games. I would definitely recommend people checking that out, because there was some absolute bangers in there. Right, let's move on. And this is just a very quick one. This is to say there was a new update for the PlayStation 5. I think the big one obviously is that you can now store PS5 games on USB extended storage, which is what a lot of people were complaining about. They haven't been able to do it for the last 6 months. You can't play them through your extended storage. You have to put them back onto your PS5, but you couldn't move them across in the first place.
You can play PS4 games off your external.
You can play PS4 games, but you can't play PS5. Now, Zach, you said the other day you can't do share play with people on the PS4, but now you can. So when we do, Resident Evil 7,
now
you can
put your
do it
PS4
PS5.
away again.
Yeah, it's gone. That was a weird experience, man. Playing that, because it's just dusty and in the corner. I turned it on. I was like, oh, it's so loud. Oh,
puff of cloud.
It's like oh. But yeah,
get back in the box, Grandad.
And then it talks about as well PC monitors being able to display 120 hertz. And loads of other things as well. System stability and loads of other stuff.
And some stuff that doesn't work.
Yes, I've seen that as well.
The
That's quite
HDMI
funny.
link thing, where like turn on your PS5, your TV turns on. Turn off your TV, your PS5 turns off. Doesn't work for like 90% of monitors or TVs.
That's one of the most annoying things for me, like using that, because if you don't use it, it doesn't come up same PlayStation 5. But every time I like turn my PlayStation 5 off and I forget to turn my TV off straight away, all I hear is like ding, and it just starts coming on. It's like, oh no, what have I done? Just constantly having to do. I honestly it every single day. Right, let's keep moving on. Resident Evil Showcase. There's one tonight, 11 o'clock. I won't be streaming because I'll probably be in bed. But yeah, do you guys? I think Zach again. You're Mr. Resident Evil. I would say, Mr. Zombies.
Mr. Zombie Boy. Yeah,
Zombie Boy.
Yeah, I mean, what are they going to announce? Do we know anything? We don't really know.
There's
actually more gameplay apparently this time.
Yeah,
like actually more, not just recutting old trailers.
And I think there's going to be a new demo as well. I think there's going to be a new demo coming out. Whether that's just for the PS5, because I think it was just the PS5 last time. I don't know, but
there's talk of them. I mean, because they are putting that original demo out on PS4 soon, aren't they? At some point, or is that not happening at all?
Maybe it'll be tonight.
Yeah, maybe it'll be this one. Maybe it'll be this new demo as well.
Maybe you'll be able to do it on VR.
Yeah, they. I remember them saying actually. They said the one they put on the PS5 is exclusive for the PS5, but there will be a demo coming to all the systems. Yeah, or at least PS4.
Right. Let's move away from Resident Evil. This is just something I saw briefly, and I just want to get you guys' opinion on it. And apparently, there's the next Bioshock game is going to be open world, and I
read that.
I want to have your. I just kind of want to hear your thoughts on that. Like Daf Weeks, are you a Bioshock? Are you a big Bioshock guy?
I like Bioshock. Yeah. If it works, it works. I mean, you could argue that they're all in a way open world to a certain extent. It's
like
not
Metroidvania.
It's not completely linear, but I don't know, if it works, great. I think there's something nice about having it claustrophobic, though.
I was just about to say, like, for me,
such a good point.
If you think about an open world game, you think there has to be variety within that open world to make it worthwhile. If everything's just going to be the same, it's just kind of like, well, why not just make it more specific? Like, why don't you be able to access things more rather than have this big world? Like, that would be my main worry, because the best thing about the Bioshock games, especially the first one, is Rapture. Like, that is, from a narrative perspective, from just the way that it shapes the entire game, the lighting, like, it's just the best thing about that game. And I feel like I don't know, who knows? It could be amazing, but yeah, Zach, what are you going to say?
I bet you can go between Rapture and whatever the Sky world
what's it
is.
Called?
Whatever it's called.
It's like a state, New Columbia or something like that.
New Columbia. Yeah, I bet you can go between the two. That'll be the way to, like... I have a question, though. I mean, because for a while I feel like saying that the new game is going to be open world was kind of like a go-to sort of thing, and then everyone's like, whatever it is, everyone's pleased about that. But I definitely don't feel that way anymore. Now if someone says, oh, it's going to be open world, I'm like, well, yeah, of course it is. Do you think people still get like hyped about the idea of something previously being not open world becoming open world? How do you guys feel about the change?
I think people got hyped about Breath of the Wild, and that's only 4 years ago.
That's true.
And people like Bowser's Fury, and that was this year.
That's true. That was just this year, and I think you guys liked it, right? I haven't played it.
It was great. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
But,
I think I've only heard good things.
It upsets me when a game turns open world. I'm like, I don't want to put that many hours going from one place to another. Just like point me, and don't make me have to get on a horse and get there. What I do, a Bioshock open world. The only thing I think would be that I can think of that would be interesting is if I haven't played much of God of War, but how you have the different worlds, the different like realms that you go to. If you had that, but there were different utopias designed in the Bioshock theme. So like one of them was Rapture, one of them was New Columbia, and then one of them was like, they're different ones. You have to go to each one and sort of stuff like that. But that's
a cool idea. Yeah. I like that idea.
Because then you could have sort of your linearities within.
Yeah, within like a bigger world.
It's that sort of Metroidvania sort of style of dealing with the open world, which I'm a big fan of, because again, I think it gives you a greater sense of direction. Now, I appreciate there are some open worlds where it's better not to have that, but like I'm always saying, I think the big downfall for that is moving from one place to another has to be fun in that instance. Breath of the Wild is such a great example because getting around is super fun. You just
Rivali's Gale is now ready.
Exactly, right?
Every single time.
Yeah. But comparatively, if it's like, all right, I mean, I like Skyrim a lot, but I don't think that moving around that world is the fun part of that. No. That's the slow part. That's why there's a fast travel
Yeah.
Um,
I just
that
don't
is
want any
mostly necessary.
Bioshock side quests. I can't think of a
Yeah,
single one
yeah.
I would enjoy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, because
Ooh, collectibles. Yes, please.
well, that's what I'm saying though. Like with Bioshock, it's just kind of like the best thing about those games is the little area you're in. Like you feel claustrophobic. I know with the Infinite, it is obviously it's supposed to be this wonderful place you go to, but obviously it turns out to be, well, hell in the sky basically. But like, I don't know. I feel really. I'm worried about that. I mean, like Zach, you made a really good point as well. When people say open world, like how far open world do they mean? Do they just mean like a more accessible world, or do they mean an actual like fully formed world? I don't know. But
I think Dav, you said it all. You know, if it works, it works. That, and you know, we can't judge it before it comes out, before we play it. But I think we're also right to be apprehensive about that being the sweeping statement of the new game.
And finally, last bit of news. Animal Crossing turned 20 yesterday, and I just thought we'd just tacked it on the end because it's only 20, which is mad because it's now one of Nintendo's biggest selling games. I've only played. We said this at the start when the last one came out. I've only played one, but have any of you guys played it since the game? Zach, I think you played it since the GameCube. Did you play the GameCube?
I've only ever played one of them, which was the one
you've
on
only
the
played one
DS.
as well. Why did I think you
played
the
Wild
one?
World, which I liked a lot. I was very cute. They're all kind of the same, I think, right? I mean, like I said, I've only played the one, but I'm guessing it's kind of. I remember hearing you guys talk about that when we started the show, and yeah, I think it's mostly kind of the same idea, but we'll just update.
Yeah, they're all very similar, just with various quality of life improvements. And to be honest, I feel like they purposely leave out quality of life improvements because we'll get into what we're playing soon, I'm sure. But the game I've been playing is just, as far as QOL goes, it just smashes Animal Crossing out the water.
Really, yeah.
Made by one guy.
There's a lot of people who think that New Horizons does loads of things really well, but there's like, I'll give you the reason why Rosie stopped playing it. She was just like, I can't feel. There's nothing I feel like I can really do. I can't buy any. Like, I can't just go to a shop and like buy some clothes, or like unless it's just there in that tiny shop in Timmy's shop, and if it's not there, then I've got to come back the next day. And it's like, I get that it's supposed to be played over like 20 minutes every day, but it does feel like it's missing some stuff. But at the same time, smash it
with Animal Crossing. Like, that's exactly how I felt. That's why I stopped playing. You know, the DS copy was like, I don't really feel like I'm having that much of an impact on things. And also, we've talked about, you know, the various reasons people like it, and one of the reasons is like the collectathon feel. And I'm not really the collectathon person. I don't know if you guys are, especially you guys into the I mean, like,
I live for Donkey Kong 64.
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Animal Crossing, 20 years old. I know Daf Weeks. You love New Horizons. Do you have anything else to add to Animal Crossing?
I mean, I haven't played it for ages now, and I think you're right. I just feel you get to a point where it doesn't feel like you have an impact on the island anymore. I feel the same, Zach. Yeah, and you know, that's fine. I got more than enough out of that game.
Yeah. If you think that like most games are about 20 hours long, that game can give you 100 plus hours easily. So like if you're thinking of worth, you're gonna get more than enough out of that. All right, that's it. No more news stories. I don't have any game to talk about this week. I'm literally just been playing Hitman 3, so I'm just gonna sit back on this one. Do any of you guys want to go?
Yeah, I'll go first because just was talking about Animal Crossing.
Yeah, go for it.
I've been playing a game called Littlewood. Did I bring it up last week?
Don't think so.
I think you might have mentioned it, but I don't think you actually spoke about it.
In your long list.
Yeah. So I've been playing a game called Littlewood, which think if Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing had a baby, and that baby was better than both of them. This game is such a delight. Basically, you start off, and the game starts. You've just defeated the Dark Wizard and saved the whole continent, and now you've got to build a village.
Cute.
And that is nice.
Yeah,
that's
it's so
really
cute.
nice opener. Yeah,
it's so
like
cute.
That.
So you basically, instead of like with Stardew Valley, it's like it's all about farming, and then there's other stuff as well that you feel like you have to do. And with Animal Crossing, I don't really know what Animal Crossing is about. I played that game for like it must have been like 6 weeks, 2 hours a day every day. I have no idea what that game is about. But this is just about making a really nice village and just having a nice time. And there's some really cool mechanics in there, and because in the same way that Stardew Valley, the days don't progress in real time, So you're never going to have a situation where you come back 6 months and the characters go, "Oh, we're not friends anymore." I'm like, "Stop guilt tripping me. You're a virtual thing." But unlike Stardew Valley, the time only progresses when you do stuff. So you can just like chill out and you can just like walk around your village, and build mode, which is where you build the houses, you plant stuff and you move stuff around. You can re-landscape everything from scratch right on day dot. That doesn't take up any time in your day. So you can like re-landscape the entire village and still go on with your day. And you don't feel like any time pressures, because then you can talk to all the villagers and that doesn't take up any energy. If you compliment one, you get one compliment a day. That takes up a little bit of energy. And then you can like visit different places if you want different resources, and you get new buildings and new houses when you get new villagers. And it just all feels like really organically progressing. And streamed it for we've done about 12 to 15 hours so far this week. And it's just so jolly. And like people have been coming into chat going like, "Oh my god, this game, what do you think?" Like, because you play it and your heart is like in it. Like, I've just went on my third date with a character called Willow, and I'm like so like invested. And it's just a really nice game. And they've got like there's a card game in there as well called Tarot Monsters. And I just can't recommend it enough. Like, the energy thing, and the only thing, if you run out of energy in a day and you don't go to bed, all that happens is you lose like 20% of your energy for the next day. But it's not like, oh, I need to be making sure I'm doing this every day. Like, you can just spend one day chopping down trees if you want, and the next day you can just spend a day making that wood into planks, and no one's going to tell you off, or like you're not going to feel like, oh, the seasons are getting ahead of me, I'm running out of time before winter comes. Because farming is such a tiny part of it that like you can just enjoy it for what it is and make your own story in there and invest in what you want to, and invest in the characters you want to. And it's just so fun. It's like 10 quid. It's on Switch and PC, and I just can't recommend it enough. I'm having so much fun. I'm going to be streaming it for another 15 hours next week. It's just so nice.
I like that. Yeah.
When you were mentioning it before, that was really appealing, because like Stardew Valley is meant to be a really tranquil thing. I do find it stressful because of the time constraints.
Me too. I'm like, oh, should I be going down the mine? Oh, but I need to talk to this person. Oh, and this shop's only open between this hour and this hour. And like, you unlock the shop in Littlewood, and it's like, right, new stock on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Great. Well, if you do stuff, by the time Thursday rolls around, the shopkeeper turns around and goes, "You know what? New stock every day." And you're like, "Ah, lovely." So you just go in the shop every day and have a look, and you can upgrade every sort of commercial building you have, and industrial buildings and stuff. And it's just really nice. And you can just go at it at your own pace, and it's just, you can just enjoy yourself and sit in the world.
There is something to be said as well. Like you say, Dad, that in so many ways it does a lot of things better than Animal Crossing. I think there is obviously like the fact that it's just one. You said it's one guy, right? The fact that it's just one guy. I think there's so much freedom in that, where you can just go, I can make the game that I really want to play, and I don't think there is that. Like, I'm not saying that, you know, with Animal Crossing there isn't that, but there is obviously more people going, no, I think it should be this, and I think it should be this, and it kind of gets watered down a little bit. With that, it is just one guy going, you know what? I don't want it to be stressful, because I wouldn't say that Animal Crossing is particularly stressful unless you've gone back and everyone's screaming at you.
Oh, it's horrible.
It is genuinely horrible. Rosie refuses. She's just flat out says, I'm not going back to play that game because I don't want them to shout at me. But yeah, I don't know. It does, like, that sounds nice. Like Dav said as well, like, just, I've never played Stardew Valley, but that would stress me out if it's a whole time thing. I'm like, I'm not here to do that. I just want to build a little farm and get some carrots. That's all I want to do. But yeah, do you prefer it to Stardew Valley? Like,
absolutely. I've tried Stardew Valley a couple of times, and it just, they're like making sure that you've like got all your stuff, all your plants planted, but don't take any time about it, because time's ticking, and you've got like the year rolls around quite quickly in Stardew Valley, and it's like, well, now it's frosty times. You've got to make sure you've got these plants. Oh, but to get those plants, I need these seeds. Well, to get those seeds, I need to make sure I've done this and this by this point. Oh, but no one told me this. And now I feel like, oh, I've messed up, and that's irreversible. I've got to wait a whole year of in-game time before I can actually make any more progress.
Yep.
And that's mad.
Just with Littlewood, you can just sit there and think about it. And there's no pressure. It's like, all right, cool, I didn't plant any carrots today. Well, in 3 days' time, I'll pick up the potatoes that I've planted and I'll plant some carrots then. And then I'll make that carrot soup that someone's asking me for, and it'll be lovely. But there's no time limit on when they want the carrot soup. I'll just take a carrot soup when I get a carrot soup.
I like that.
And yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. Awesome, Dav. Anything else?
Some carrot soup.
Yeah.
Love me some carrot and coriander.
I do love carrot soup. Dav, is there anything else you want to add?
Just started Final Fantasy 9. Won't say much, but all the feels, all the nostalgia feels.
It looks great as well.
Yeah,
I replayed. I know obviously you don't want to talk about it, but I saw the end.
I don't want to talk about it, Jonny.
But it looks beautiful, and I do kind of miss those old school games. And we were saying at the end, I'm going to try and find a way to play Fantasian.
Yeah,
but I don't think I can get it on my. I tried getting it on my iPad the other day. Anyway, yeah, Final Fantasy 9. I really can't wait to hear what you say about that. Daf Weeks, Zach, and you got any games?
You go, Dav. Being so polite.
Okay, what have I done? I suppose the big game I started... Did I mention I'd been playing a bit of Subnautica?
No.
Ooh, you said you were going to.
Yes, I think that's what it was. Yeah.
So I really like it. I really do. It's very pretty. It's a great concept.
Okay, so tell us about what the game is, because I've heard it being said, but I've never really heard anyone tell me what it is exactly.
All right. So
you're
right. Your spaceship has just crash landed onto a purely oceanic planet.
Cool.
And your escape pod got ejected and crashed, about half a kilometer away.
Okay.
And you're in the escape pod. Fuck, things are on fire. Shit, put it out. And then you get out your pod and you look over your ship and it's burning and it's sinking. And it's like, survival time. And it turns into a survival sim. A first-person perspective survival sim.
Oh,
but what makes it cooler than your average survival sim is that it's all underwater.
That's
and
pretty
it looks beautiful. And there's all these crazy animals. Some of them try and kill you. And you've got to find all your resources in like the crags down into the water. You've got you've got all this kelp, that you can kind of get some sustenance from. And then basically you've got tech that you need to develop then, so you can, because initially literally you're just holding your breath and diving. And it's like, okay, you need to do better than that.
Yeah.
So on your pod you got a fabricator that can, like, once you've got enough resources, you can make an oxygen tank. You can go deeper. Then you can improve on that. You can get flippers so you swim faster. You get a scanner so you can scan the wildlife, and it fills up your logbook of, for all you collectors out there. A torch, very handy, because then you can double your productivity because you can do stuff at night.
Nice. Does it feel like there's like progress, like beyond just surviving?
I'll be honest, I haven't got to a point where like the story is evolving more than that.
Sure.
And I'm sure there might be. I mean, there's already been one narrative beat in the sense that the reactor core of the spaceship blew up and now the water's radioactive. So I have to protect myself against that now as well. So I don't know if it's going to be chucking more curveballs like that.
Yeah. That's good. That feels scripted as well, It's not just like procedurally generated events.
No, it's not. There's definitely something to work forward to, but I've just not got to that point yet.
Oh, that's good. Please let me know more when you have more.
Yeah, annoyingly though, I played it for many hours and forgot to save, so I have to go back to the start.
No.
And it's like, oh yeah, some games don't have autosave features, do they?
Oh man.
So I do have to do it again, and I just haven't brought myself to do that yet. But I will. Yeah.
How many hours do you reckon you're into it?
Probably about 3. It's not a huge amount.
I was gonna say,
it's enough to maybe go, I can't sit down for another 3 hours.
Yeah, just to repeat the same things.
If you stream it, it'll motivate you to get through it.
That's a really good shout, actually.
True, but I am playing on my PlayStation and I can only stream on my Mac. So, but I agree.
You could put your camera facing.
I could film my screen.
Just film your screen yourself, like just right next to it. Anything else? Anything else to add?
Disco Elysium. I'm not going to say much about it. Because I streamed it for an hour and a half maybe and died. And I'll be honest, I'm surprised I died because I thought this was a point-and-click adventure RPG type thing, and I didn't think you could die in it. So I was like, ooh. and also, I didn't die in the usual game way. I died from my own self-destructive depression.
Oh,
and
wow.
I was like, oh, we are going pretty fucking deep in this game.
That's something.
That's something. So there's a lot to get your head around, I think, in Disco Elysium, because it's a very different kind of thing. It looks like Baldur's Gate. But it feels a bit like a mystery point and click. And it's just, there's a lot of bonkersness about it.
Do you reckon you'll pay that off Twitch, or is that something you're gonna stream again?
I'll stream it again if I can get to the point I was before and understand it a bit better.
Sure.
Because like 1/5 of the dialogue is with the characters in the world. The other 4/5 of the dialogue come from the different parts of your own psyche.
Ooh.
That's just like, that's so much to get your head around, and it slows it down a lot. Obviously, when you're just going through text boxes, talking to yourself, it doesn't make for great Twitch material, in my opinion. But we'll see.
Awesome. Dab, anything else?
No, that's it.
Zach, where you go, man? What you been playing? I mean, you've been a busy boy.
I have been a busy boy, but I managed to start playing Days Gone.
Right, awesome.
I haven't had very much time to get into it, but to be honest, have you guys played it?
I like it.
No.
I played about an hour, but again, I played it on the PS5, so I know there were a lot of quality of life improvements on the PS5, but the fact that it was 60 frames per second made a huge difference because it chugs apparently on the PS4.
I haven't played it for the reasons I'm assuming you're going to say you don't like it.
It's just boring. Like, I just don't get it. Like, I don't, like, okay, I'm not into the open world really yet. Like, I've only really done, like, a couple hours where it's, like, teaching you the mechanics and stuff, but it's like, I don't know, man. Like, I immediately was like, all right, I'm going to turn that off, and then I streamed a little bit of The Last of Us, and I was like, oh, this is the game. This is what it is. It's just more fun. I don't know. I'm going to give it more time, and maybe I'll come back and talk about it again, but, like, so far, I just don't get it. I don't really see what the it's been done. It's been done, and I don't, and driving is not fun. Like, riding the bike is boring. Why is the bike riding boring? That's such a sin to me. Like, as soon as you got on the bike, and I was like, right, cool. Here's the
it's
game.
a motorbike.
This is the game that they wanted. And that's like the most unique thing about it is and that's all the publicity was like, oh, your bike is so important, and I'm riding it, and it's like, it bumps into stuff in like a clunky, like, just dog shit way. Like, I just didn't enjoy it. And then like, yeah, I don't know. I haven't really got anything proper to say about it other than I don't get it. But I will come back and I would be interested to see if you guys have a chance to play it, to see what you think and see if there's something I'm missing. Maybe I was just not in the right mood.
I definitely didn't play it long enough to. I'm not going to say too much about it, but I got to that, like, there's the first scene where you fight, you're chasing someone and then you catch up to them. I got to that part and then I got a little bit beyond that and I was like, maybe I'll play this, but it just wasn't. It was fine. I know, like I said earlier, I know people who really liked it, especially after the patches. But again, I'm playing on the PS5, so I know that there's things again which are going to be improved that you don't have on the PS4. But
it's very hand-holdy as well. That's another thing. When it's teaching you the mechanics, it's very much like, now do this. It's like, come on, man, it's not 2011. Like, let's get on with it. Anyway.
Yeah, especially when like so many. I guess it's weird because we are so used to playing like third person shooters now, but imagine playing with them for the first time.
Well, that's the tough thing. I sort of get that, but I don't know. I mean, there's just got to be a better way.
Yeah.
Because there are
Just
so
make it
many ways.
optional.
Make it optional.
Make it optional.
Yeah,
That's
the
a really
thing,
that's
isn't it?
such an easy thing. But another thing is like I actually think there are a lot of games that teach you stuff without it feeling like you're being taught stuff. You know what I mean? Like they just do it in such a way, they put you in a comfortable situation. But then, to be honest, it's difficult for me to get in touch with it because I can see. I think I said on the stream the other night when I played The Last of Us, that opening hour or so of The Last of Us is so easy in a way. It's literally just like walk over here and walk over there. But then I get my dad playing it a little while ago, and it really wasn't easy. He couldn't understand like what he was supposed to be doing, and I was like, "Just imagine you're that person. What would you do?" And he's like, "I'm going to go over here," and I'm like,
Yeah.
really?" But yeah, so I guess it's not really fair for me to say like it's that obvious, and maybe it is better to have those options and get people invested and stuff. It just I don't know. And we've got so little time in our lives, man. We've got stuff to do. We can't be mucking around learning to play third-person shooters again.
Again.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Anything else, Zach? Anything else?
No, not at all. Let's do the quiz.
Should we do the quiz?
Quiz time.
Let's do the quiz.
The
All
quiz.
right. Here we go. Right. Should we just jump into it? First question.
Yeah.
All right.
Straight in.
Okay. South Korea put a ban on Japanese cultural imports following World War II, and it wasn't lifted until 2004. To get around this, Nintendo used a local electronics company to distribute consoles like the NES and the SNES under different names. But which company did they use? Was it Hyundai, Samsung, or LG?
I think I know this.
Does anyone need me to read that out again?
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
Oh wait, no, that's not it. Oh, I don't know what this is.
So it's the three options are Hyundai, Samsung, and LG.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Press enter. Daf Weeks, what did you go with?
LG.
Zach
LG.
and Daf Gape.
Samsung.
It's Hyundai.
Damn it!
Yeah. So
Oh.
now known as SK Hynix, they branched off from Hyundai in 2001.
Right.
The NES was known as the Hyundai Comboy. The SNES as the Super Comboy. And any guesses as to what the N64 was?
The Comboy
64.
Comboy 64. That's what it was. Comboy 64. And then
Hey.
2001 they didn't get there for the GameCube. But yeah, the Hyundai.
Wow,
It was Hyundai
amazing.
part of the Electrics. It was amazing.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Question number 2. This is my don't quote me on it. Which video game does this famous quote come from? Okay, I'll give you options. So I think all three of you haven't played. Okay, I'll just say it. I wish I had acquired wisdom at less of a price. Is that Fallout 3, Ghost of Tsushima, or Red Dead Redemption 2? I wish I had acquired wisdom at less of a price. Fallout 3, Ghost of Tsushima, Red Dead Redemption 2.
Good question. It could be any of them.
Yeah.
Alright, I've got an answer.
Okay. 3, 2, 1, press enter. Daf Weeks go first.
Ghost.
You all said Ghost. It was Red Dead Redemption 2.
God damn.
Hosea Matthews, one of the best written characters in that game as well. It's a really beautiful line because you realize just like how it's just like full of regret. The line is just so full of regret. It's really sad, but it's great. Question number 3: what year did Pokemon Snap release? 98, 99, or 2000? I am a cheeky boy.
Alright.
98,
Yeah.
99, or 2000. You guys have answers?
Yeah.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. Oh, you all have different ones. Dav Weeks, what did you say?
99.
Zach, what did you say?
98.
And Dav Gape?
2000.
1999. Dav
Yeah.
Weeks. Well done.
Dang it.
1999.
Wow.
You know
Okay.
what? I tried to work that out because I got a US copy of that game when my dad went on a business trip. He
Yeah,
bought it
you
back
were
with a
saying that.
Game Shark.
Oh,
and
Game Shark.
So I had to to make
God,
it compatible.
Do you
Oh my
remember-
god.
Do you remember using Game Sharks back in those days? Where like sometimes you'd have to like stick games on top of an actual cartridge, and then
Yes.
before you'd start the game, you have to add. Crazy. All right.
Amazing.
Question number 4. How many games are there in the Splinter Cell series? This is not including remakes or mobile games, okay? I have 3 options, obviously. But do you want me to tell you the options? Or...
Nah. I don't know. With this one, I feel like just count.
All right.
I've literally never played a
Oh,
Splinter
okay.
Cell game
I'll
in
give
my
3
life.
options.
Go on.
Okay. 7, 8, or 9.
Okay.
7,
Okay,
8,
it's
or 9.
Infinitely higher than what I initially.
Daf Weeks was like 2.
Okay.
I tell you what else is crazy about the Game Shark ones was when they started turning them into discs. You'd have to put the disc in, like the Game Shark disc in, and then take it out and then put the game in order to get it to run like cheat codes and stuff.
All right. Do you guys have answers?
Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Daf Weeks.
7.
Daf Gape.
7 and Zach's crashed.
Zach. Oh no, Zach is on.
Zach's guessed 98. Even
Zach's
there are
guess was
98
98 Splinter Cells. I'll wait for Zach to come back, and depending on what he said, we'll see what he said. But the answer was Zach. What did you say? Oh, he's still there.
He's coming. Yeah, he's back.
He's got 8.
He's
He's got 8. The answer was 7.
Yay!
It was 7 games.
Came back for nothing.
Zach is now very upset. He's closing his eyes. Just very sad. Okay. Question number. I hope Zach's around. Question number 5. Naughty Dog was created in 1985, but what was their first game?
Ooh.
Was it
1985?
Was it Math Jam or Ski Crazed?
Just the 2.
I'm going to give you 2 options because it's a very tricky question because it's. I don't think either of you would have heard of that. I didn't hear of those 2 games. I can't imagine you saw it either.
I've heard of one. I think maybe because of this fact.
Math Jam or Ski Crazed. Okay, maybe Zach might come back. We'll see if he comes back. 3, 2, 1. Press enter.
Ooh.
Dav Weeks, what did you go with?
I went with Ski Crazed.
Dav Gape.
Math Jam.
It's Math Jam.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Originally known. Oh wait, we've lost. Let me just.
Whoa! I'm
switch.
on 2 different windows.
Wait.
Pickers, how we doing? We're in the quiz
There we
section
go.
of the podcast. So have a guess. If the guesses,
Wait.
guess along.
Oh god, Zach's gone. So let me just. This
Whoa.
is really funny.
I'll keep it like that. That's a great look.
I'm gonna keep it like that. Let's just close this, and then maybe if Zach comes back, we'll finish it off with him as well.
Right, I'll just stay here. I'll stay here. It
Okay.
should be all right.
Perfect.
Shall I do a
week?
week? Yeah, stay there. That's fine. We'll do that. Dav Gape's funky backboard. Look at that.
There we go.
Hey,
Lovely.
who's it? Pickers. Hey, how's it going? We've got some of Dav Gape, some of him, but no Zach, sadly. Question number 6. This is Zach's favorite question. It's play that kazoo.
Oh, he's missing out.
He's missing
Play
out.
that funky cousin, white boy.
Oh wait. Oh yes, there is no sound. Hang on. Let me just add. There's a couple of sound issues we got at the moment. Let me just add this. Ta 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 ta. Can you hear me? There's one. Let me just get the other guys. Audio input.
Get the audio input, get the audio input, get the audio input, get the audio input.
There we go.
So we've got me, but we haven't got you guys. Hang on, just let me go. Let's check in 1 sec.
Where is
sound?
Okay, do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna put Dav over here, just so we can just continue with this one. We're just gonna have a blank one on the other side. There we go. We'll just do that. All right. Oh, we got Zach back.
Hey!
Just
get back
in time.
here.
There he is.
Whoa.
There he is.
It lives.
He's
Hey, he's back. Guess who's back?
Math Jam.
Yay!
Did I get the answer right?
You got the answer right. Okay, I'll give you a point. I'll give you a point for Matt.
No, I don't want a point for that. That was cheating.
Oh, were you cheating? Okay, at least you got after that.
I want to know what the answer to the Splinter Cell question was.
Okay.
You literally went, I literally got you going. And the answer is...
Oh, it's
Then I was like,
7.
no!
You got 1. It was 7.
I
Okay.
said 8.
This is the Kazoom. Play that Kazoom. So Zach, you got Math Jam wrong, right?
Okay.
Oh, did you? I'm asking. Did you? Was that your
No,
guess?
dude, I didn't even know what the question was. I just saw what Dav wrote and just said it out loud.
Math Jam. All right, here we go. Here we go.
I've played this recently.
Does anyone know what that is?
Literally not a clue.
Really? Okay.
Do it again.
I will say, I think you've all played this game. Here we go.
That's so upsetting. I'm going to hate myself so much when I get this wrong.
Sounds familiar.
Okay. And then I'll have a little chat to you about that once we've got an answer. Guys, do you have answers?
Oh,
Oh no, we've lost Zach. He's not.
More tech problems.
Zach can just be he can just be a viewer at this point. He can just keep an eye on us. Can you hear us, Zach? No, he's gone. All right, gents, do you have answers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Press enter. Daf Weeks, what did you go with?
Bumfart 64.
And Daf Gape?
Oh, can I change my answer to Bumfart 64?
Well, it's not Bumfart 64, but it is Banjo-Kazooie.
Oh, okay.
It's the slowed down menu version of the real quick intro version, which I could not play on a kazoo because it's like and there's no way I'd be playing that with a kazoo. But yeah, that's Banjo-Kazooie.
Interesting.
How long does it take to fully complete Dishonored? Okay, 25 hours, 30 hours, or 35? Completionist. Yes, completionist. 25, 30, or 35.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay, you got your answers?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, press enter. Oh, you both went 35.
Yeah, we did.
And the answer is 35.
Yeah.
It only takes 12 hours to beat the game. It only takes 12 hours to beat. Zach, it's totally fine, man. It's totally fine. Okay, name that badly described game. Man with chiroptophobia takes his anger out on local comedian whilst visiting a hospital.
Man suffering from croptophobia. Carry on.
Man suffering from croptophobia takes his anger out on local comedian whilst visiting a hospital.
I know it. It's the first one I've actually known.
If you can get that, basically I think what Dav would probably agree with, if you can get this is not working. If you can get what croptophobia is, then you probably instantly already know.
I'll be honest. No, I don't know what croptophobia is. But if it's anything like coprolite, which is a fossilized dinosaur poo, is he scared of poo?
I want to know what game you think that is.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, all right.
Do you have an answer, Dav Weeks?
Not really, but sure.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, press enter. What are you going with?
Assassin's Creed.
Dav Gape, what is it?
Batman Arkham Asylum.
It is Batman Arkham Asylum.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it is Batman
The
Arkham
comedian
Asylum.
in the hospital is the Joker in the Arkham.
Yep. All right, let's move on to question number 9. So Dav gets a point for that.
Yeah.
Question number 9. Which famous drummer created the music for the Spyro series? Phil Collins, Ringo Starr, or Stewart Copeland? Right, I'm going to try Zach one more time because he just has to come in. And then if there's no luck, then we'll have to leave him.
Abandoned. Oh.
He's back. He's back.
He's back throwing out answers.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Yeah, let me...
Zacky's back. Tell a friend.
Let me just check
Guess
this.
who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Guess who's back?
This is a race to the bottom of the octave between me and Dav. I'll never win that fight.
No.
It's been a while since I've had to sing that low.
So you got, which famous drummer created the music for the Spyro series? Phil Collins, Ringo Starr, or Stewart Copeland? What you guys got?
I got it. Ready to go.
3, 2, 1, press enter. Dav Weeks, what did you go with?
Copeland.
Daf Gape.
Ringo.
And Zach.
Phil Collins.
It was Stewart Copeland.
Yeah.
Yay!
Okay.
Phil Collins charges way too much money.
That's true. He's
And
too
Ringo
busy
was too busy doing Thomas the Tank.
well, and also Phil Collins was too busy making Tarzan, probably.
Spyro the dragon was
Zach,
very angry
I do apologise.
with Trevor.
Currently, you have no points, but ultimately you've missed like 5 questions, so I can't answer how.
Look, I totally understand.
You're here for the ride, man. You're here for the ride.
I'm here for the ride. That's what it's all
here
about.
for the wheel of misfortune. It's here.
Woo!
All right,
Oh,
wheel of
best
misfortune.
bit
Here we
anyway.
go. Here we go. Here we go. And it is. Oh, it's my question.
Oh.
Oh, I think this is the first time. I've actually had this question on here for about 2 months now. Okay. In Breath of the Wild, what's the name of the wandering Rito minstrel who plays the accordion for Link? In Breath of the Wild, what's the name of the wandering Rito minstrel who plays the accordion for Link?
It's been too long since I've touched that game.
Oh wait, no, I got it.
Oh
That's the
dear.
wrong thing. I got it.
So
Did I
again,
tell you I downloaded the sheet music for that theme for my accordion.
really?
It's way too hard.
Yeah, that's not easy. There's a lot of fiddly bits. All right, 3. You guys all ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
3, 2, 1. Press enter. Daf Weeks.
Sharon.
Daf Weeks. Can you say it like that woman did when she was asked about Greta Thunberg? Sharon.
Sharon.
Daf Gape.
It's Bob Mortimer.
Bob Mortimer and Zach.
Cass.
It is Cass.
It is Cass.
I also.
Iranu.
Yeah. Which means that we end on a tie.
Oh my gosh. With 2 each.
The Davs end up on 4. And that's
Oh,
it.
okay.
And like that's it. The 2 Davs. Zach might have ended up with the same amount, but we don't know. He was missing for about 5 questions.
We'll
But
never
that
know.
is it of the quiz. And that's also the end of podcast number 51. Thank you very much for listening today. If you enjoyed the show, then please follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Tell your friends. Give us a review or comment because that would mean a heck of a lot to us. And if you'd like to support us, then please go ahead and check out our Patreon page, Video Games Ahoy. Like I said earlier, we are going to be doing a Hall of Fame. I really like the hat. Yeah, this is my little hat. It's my Hylian. Someone's asked, Pickpickers has asked about my Hylian hat. We are going to be doing a Hall of Fame episode soon. So yeah, we'll keep you updated about what we're going to do with that. But yeah, keep an eye out for it anyway. And we're also proud to say we're affiliated with Greenman Gaming, so check that out as well. The links could be in the description, or it's also in the Discord as well, so check that out. And if you, I think that's pretty much it with regards to Greenman Gaming. We're all streaming at the moment. Dav's got his own channel, DavEG, which he's streaming a lot of. The boys are doing a lot more streaming than me at the moment. But Zach, you going to be streaming this week, do you reckon?
We're doing Pokemon tomorrow, right?
Yeah, we are.
Doing Pokemon. And
boy.
we can actually start saying now as well to anyone currently watching us live that you will be doing Pokemon tomorrow. So they will be doing Pokemon tomorrow, and this podcast will be coming out on a Friday now. So you can see this if you're listening to us today, then the gents will be doing it later tonight. So keep an eye out for that as well. I think that's it. If you want to join the Discord, hit the link in the description. Otherwise, we're Video Games Ahoy, and we'll see you soon.
Ahoy!
Ahoy!
Tatty bye!